iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Waiver Wire Wednesday. So let's get it started. Let's talk about some of the players you need to know. We will begin at quarterback as we always do. Jared Goff, absolutely turning into a viable fantasy player on bye weeks, right? So if your team has Russell Wilson out, like my team does in a certain league, Jared Goff is a reasonable start. I know it's a tough game this week against the Jaguars. I get that. And he's got tough matchups, but he's looked good, and the Rams have looked good. I think that Rams-Seahawks game would have turned out differently had Todd Gurley not fumbled that ball in the first quarter right by the goal line. So I'm just saying I think we could do a lot worse than Jared Goff. I like what I'm seeing from him. Good skill players around him. Need to get Sammy Watkins more involved. But that said, you need a quarterback. I'm looking at Goff. I like Jacoby Brissett. I do. Andrew Luck. Probably maybe another 3-4 weeks. You're getting Jacoby Brissett. He's got some arm strength. He's got some mobility. He looked pretty good last week. I have no problems with how he played. I used him in DFS. He won me some money. I'm all about Jacoby Brissett. You need him. I have no problem using him. And this week, he gets the Tennessee Titans. Sign me up. Sign me up because the Titans stink. And the only reason the Titans looked good last week is because they played... Who did they play? They played Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler's the worst ever. Ever. Right? I mean, that's how bad he is. Right? So I'm just saying I like, with Indianapolis, Tennessee, it's a Monday night game. I wish I could have that in DK or FanDuel. I would love to be using that more. Okay. Brian Hoyer. I think Brian Hoyer is somebody I might be looking at. That team plays from behind a lot. When they do, he's very good. When it's a low-scoring game, he does nothing. I mean, he can get you 90 yards. He can get you 340. So it's a tough one with him. I'm not going to tell you how much I love him, but I think he's what we call a stream option. Right? He's a stream option. Another stream option is Josh McCown. Josh McCown has not done anything wrong. He's done nothing wrong. He doesn't make bad decisions with the football. He's pretty safe. He's pretty smart. Makes good, smart throws. I wish he was more careless. I really do. I have Robbie Anderson. I wish he threw the ball down the field more. But he's a very safe, smart thrower of the football. I have no problem with Josh McCown. I really don't. I have no problem with him right now. Okay, Mitch Trubisky. I saw a lot in this kid. I told you he was going to be like a Carson Wentz type of player. And he did nothing to dissuade me from the fact that this guy's got a bright future in the NFL. Here's the problem. He plays for John Fox, who I hate. And he's got guys around him who stink. And I don't see that getting so much better. That offense is not getting so much better. So I'm troubled by that offense. So I do like Trubisky, but he is a year or two away. But if you're in a dynasty league, go after him. Really, go after him. So at running back, there's a couple of guys who are out there. Jerick McKinnon. Latavius Murray is not 100%. He'll even tell you he's not 100%. McKinnon is good. McKinnon is fast. McKinnon is a very good player. He's an electric runner. We like to say in the industry he's got juice. And I'm thinking that he's a guy that I should really be looking out for if he's on your waiver wire. Go get him. Elijah McGuire. So Matt Forte dealing with turf toe. Bilal Powell dealing with a calf injury. Hello, Elijah McGuire. He should get the bulk of the carries this week against the Patriots. He's very good as a receiver as well. I would think that McGuire is a very, very, very interesting play on the waiver wire this week. If he's out there in your league, I'm paying for him. Now, I think in most high-stakes leagues he wouldn't be available, but if by small chance he is, you got to go all in. Adrian Peterson, traded from the Saints to the Cardinals. I'm going to give you the upside for Peterson. What if I tell you he gets 20 carries a week for 70 yards, and every third week he gets a touchdown? Not going to kill you. Not going to kill you. Worst guys out there. I don't hate Adrian Peterson. So if he's available in your league, I might go after him. Is he a great play? No, he's not a great play, but he's good enough. Good enough. I have no problem with him. Marlon Mack. Here's another name for you. This guy is really fast. I really like Marlon Mack. He's got some speed, man. Speed to burn. Speed to burn. If he's available, look, and why would he be available? Because he was injured and he was out for a couple of weeks. Now he came back and you're like, whew, this guy's fast. And Robert Turbin just stinks. Except my big problem was that Robert Turbin was in the game at the goal line situations. So Frank Gore had like 50% of the snaps last week, and Turbin and Mack split the other 50%. I think Mack is going to get like 40%, and Turbin will go down to 15% because he's not special. He's just not special. I like Alex Collins a little bit. So he was a fumbler when he was at Arkansas. He was a fumbler, but he's a good runner. And what happened was he got drafted by Seattle, and people were like, oh, Alex Collins, he got some upside. Where is he going to be? He was on the practice squad. He really didn't do anything. And then they cut him, and then now all of a sudden he emerges. He's a good player. See, I think people forget that guys like Alex Collins showed glimpses in college. This was not a bad guy. This was a good player. So now he's getting his opportunities, doing a pretty good job. So I do like Alex Collins, and if he's available, I'd go get him. Matt Breida. Is Matt Breida available in your league? Man, he is a very, very good player. He's not the biggest guy, but I got to tell you, Tim Hightower, who I liked in the beginning of the year, bye-bye. Carlos Hyde, always injury prone, not a great receiver out of the backfield. I think Breida's super sneaky, and if he's out there, I would get him. And if Hyde is out, I think he's a very, very good player. How about Shane Vereen? Now, here's why I like Shane Vereen just a little bit. I think Shane Vereen is an interesting player because the Giants have no wide receivers to speak of anymore. They may have to use Shane Vereen in the slot. Right? That's how bad it is. They may have to use Shane Vereen in the slot. So, and Gallman and Darkwa are not great pass catchers out of the backfield. So I think there's room for Shane Vereen. They're going to need him more now than ever. They're going to need him more now than ever. So I would take a shot on him. Let's see, some other names I might have for you. Let's talk about Alfred Morris. Does Ezekiel Elliott get suspended? If he does, I like me some Alfred Morris. Right? I think he's interesting. What about James Conner? Did somebody drop him in your league? What if Lev Bell gets injured? If Lev Bell gets injured, I think you're looking at James Conner. I do. What about Chris Ivory? What about if Leonard Fournette wasn't there? You'd see more Ivory. So right now, take a look at your team and try to secure the backups that are available. If you can get the backups, I would. Right? If it doesn't cost you a lot, now's the time to get your team's backups. You need them. You're going to need them. Oh, I want to get back to this. I apologize. There was a piece of news. Hugh Jackson actually did what I was hoping that he would do, is that he is going to start Kevin Hogan this week. So let's talk about Kevin Hogan. Deshaun Kaiser is a one-read kind of quarterback. He's still learning. He's still young. He's got potential. He has potential. But he's not going through his progression. So he gets back there, he looks, he goes to the one guy. If he's not there, he's running. That really hurts an Isaiah Crowell. Big time. And I loved Isaiah Crowell. But I think Kevin Hogan helps Crowell because Hogan goes back there and he can read his progressions. One guy, no. Two guy, no. Third guy, boom. It makes it that the defense has to play more players and they can't stack the box against Crowell. So I think you're going to see a more well-rounded Browns team. My only fear, and it's a fear, I just don't want Hogan to get injured. Do you know sometimes guys come in, they get their shot. Here's their big shot. Oh, he's done. He's out. Let's bring this bum back. That's my fear about Kevin Hogan. I think if Hogan can play a whole game, I think he could be surprisingly good. And I think he's going to be dirt cheap on the FanDuels and the DraftKings. I don't hate him this week against Houston without J.J. Watt, without Whitney Merciless. Just saying, he might be super. Let me see. Let me just cash that. Give me one moment, please. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Oh, thank you for holding. All right, so let's see how much Kevin Hogan is. Kevin Hollywood Hogan, 4,600. Sign me up. $4,600. What's 4x on that? Yeah, that's 18.4 points. What's 18.4 points? 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. 240 yards passing and a touchdown. I think he gets 4x. Just throwing it out there for you. How does he do in seasonal? I don't know. In seasonal, maybe he gets you 250 yards and a touchdown. Not going to kill you. All right, I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying he's not going to kill you. At wide receiver, Mike Williams. Going to be playing in a week or two. He's a 7th overall pick. They looked really good in college. I don't think he's a great route runner. You got Keenan Allen, you got Tyrell Williams, you got Travis Benjamin, you got Hunter Henry, you got Melvin Gordon, but I think there's a spot for Mike Williams moving forward. Get him in dynasty leagues for sure. How about Ricardo Lewis? No Corey Coleman, no Kenny Britt, Rashad Higgins. I think Lewis is pretty good. He's a big, strong guy who's fast. I don't know if he's a great player, but I think there's a role for him there. And with Hogan, he may be able to find him. He looked a whole lot better when Hogan took the field than when DeShone Kizer was there. Just saying. The Juju. You got your Juju going on. Juju Smith-Schuster. I like Juju. I do. And I think right now, Martavis Bryant is struggling. And ask yourself this question. Watch. Do you ever see Martavis Bryant get separation on any other pattern besides a go route? Never, right? Juju can get separation on those routes over the middle, on those sideline routes. Martavis Bryant only gets separation on the straight line routes because he's got fast straight line speed, but he's not a great player. So I'd much rather use Juju with Brown and have Bryant be the Taylor Gabriel than vice versa. That's my opinion. Marquise Lee or Alan Hearns, maybe one of those guys who's dropped in your league, I would take a look at them. I hate Blake Bortles, but when they're behind, he'll play. So let's talk about Roger Lewis. So Roger Lewis is a guy who my friend Jason Braddock, and you all remember Jason Braddock loved this kid. I was like, Jason, come on, dude. Roger Lewis, he's never playing. He's like, Doc, he's a good player. But you've got Odell, and you had Marshall, and you had Shepard, and you had Ingram. There's no room for Lewis. So now you don't have Marshall. Now you don't have Beckham. You have Shepard. But you have the Broncos. That's an issue, right? You have the Broncos, and then you know who you have next week? You have Seattle. Then you know who you have the week after that? You have a bye week. So when you pay for Roger Lewis, just know that the next 3 weeks are not going to be good at all. At all. And I'm not playing. Denver, Seattle, bye week. So if you start spending your life savings on him, just know you're not going to get the benefit for the next 3 weeks. Then after that, he's got the Rams, the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Redskins, Oakland, Dallas, Philadelphia, Arizona. It's an okay schedule. I don't dislike the guy, but I'm not dropping $550 for him. I hope somebody does that. It ain't going to be me. It's not going to be me. Sorry. Nelson Aguilar. So let me share something with you. I think I've said this before. I'll say it again. I liked Nelson Aguilar last week against the Cardinals. My friend Willie Walls, who came on, he's like, Doc, I'm gonna throw up now when I hear that name. I get it. But Patrick Peterson covered Jeffrey. The Cardinals are good against a tight end, which left Aguilar open. He's not going to be open like that every week. He's only going to be open a lot that certain weeks. So you got to be careful. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. Don't go all in just because he had a big week last week. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He shall be Tavon, and he shall be a fast man. I like Tavon Austin. He may be the de facto running back 2 there for the Rams. It's not Malcolm Brown. And this guy gets him targets. He gets him carries. I have no problem rostering him. I don't know how good he is, but I think he's interesting. And if your league takes return yards, you may get a return play from him at some point this season. Marquise Goodwin, maybe somebody cut him last week because of the concussion. If he's out there, I think he's somebody who has to be on your radar. Has to be. Okay? Zay Jones, yeah, they got to integrate him in the offense a little bit better. But let me give you a name. I'm going to throw a name. Demarcus Robinson. The guy's 6'1". He played at the University of Florida. He was a 4th-round pick in 2016. There's no Chris Conley. DeAnthony Thomas, Albert Wilson, Tyreek Hill are all Smurfs. You need a big receiver. Robinson might be that guy. I'm just saying in deeper leagues, you want to throw $1 on this guy. I have no problem with it. All right, let's take a look at tight end. Austin Hooper, been very quiet. They were on bye week. He may be back. So I think that I look at guys who come off a bye week and maybe they're still out there. I like him. I like George Kittle. George Kittle looked very good against the Colts. Very, very good. Very athletic player. I like him if he's available. Ed Dixon. We're still a ways away from Greg Olsen. Probably another 5 weeks away from Olsen. I like Dixon. Ron Rivera demanded that he get him involved, and he has. It was great. How about Nick O'Leary? Charles Clay could be out for a few weeks. He's got a knee injury. What if I told you he could be out for 6-7 weeks? Nick O'Leary could be an interesting stream. I like him. He won't be there this week, but he's a guy I'm looking at more next week than this week. How about David Njoku? I love this kid. Okay? And maybe Kevin Hogan can find him. If he's out there, I think that he's got upside. Is he a great player today? No, he's more an athlete than a player. But sometimes you have to take an opportunity and you take a chance on a player like that. And then let me just throw another guy out there for you. If Travis Kelce is out there, Demetrius Harris could be available for the Chiefs. If I owned Kelce, I might grab Harris just in case that Kelce was out for any length of time. I could use him if I needed him. Okay, that's what I would do. But right now I want you to do a couple of things. One, I want you to go to scoutdfs.com. You go there, you're going to find great DFS information to help you win you some money, whether it's NHL, NBA, NFL. Outstanding stuff. We got Jaguar Lou, we got Fuego Steve, we got SD Chickens, we got Sean Childs, we got Nate Weitzer, we got Adam Ronis, we got Dr. Roto. We are hooking you up. Also, I want you to go to scoutfantasy.com, enter the promo code ROTO2017, get half off your first month for joining us, and be part of the Scout Army. Be part of a winning army that will help you win your seasonal fantasy football leagues. I'm going to be back tomorrow going through the bidding results, what people did, what they didn't do, and of course preview a very big Thursday night game between the Panthers and the Eagles. A lot of fantasy goodness in that one, so we will absolutely discuss that tomorrow. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I'm wishing you all a great day. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Check out Scout Fantasy and Scout DFS. This is Dr. Roto saying be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!